e-cigarette company Juul announcing they will stop selling most of their flavored products in stores and eliminate some of their social media accounts.
The world's largest flavored e-cigarette manufacturer, Juul, says it will temporarily stop selling flavored tobacco products in stores.
This move comes after a major crackdown by the FDA in which they called vaping among teenagers an epidemic.
Basically, in a nutshell, the FDA Commissioner Scott Gottlieb posted a statement on efforts to reduce tobacco use, especially among youth, by exploring options to address the role of flavors, including menthol, in tobacco products.
I'd say overall, the campus has a pretty strict vaping and tobacco policy. I'd say that most campuses are definitely a lot less strict and more relaxed with what students choose to do with their own money and their own time. I think what people don't realize is that if this was a trend or a habit that they started in high school, it's really hard to expect students to come to college and stop something that they've legally been doing for possibly a year when they could be addicted to it. Cigarettes are one thing, but with something with vapor, it's not really a risk for secondhand smoke, so I don't see why it'd be that big of a deal for kids to make their own decisions.
I think that the regulations of it are understandable. I can understand like where you shouldn't be able to smoke inside a building or like immediately right outside. I think it's like interesting that they want to be like a smoke-free campus. A lot of campuses like that I visited are not smoke-free. Like we're not supposed to do it in dorm rooms, but like of course students will, and I think for that like it just then becomes like a hidden secret practice that like kids do, and that becomes almost more unhealthy than healthy. I would set up like designated smoking areas, or like a rule where like you shouldn't be able to smoke or like vape within 100 feet of the building. When people smoke, they become addicted, so if they can't smoke here, they're gonna eventually just do it in their dorms anyways. In this case, like a partial ban maybe on like lit tobacco products would be very different versus you know, banning all tobacco products, tobacco and nicotine, versus like, you know, just having like allowing Juuls, I think would be a lot easier to regulate versus smoking.
Some students here upwards of age of 21, 22 years old, I'd say that, I mean, that's 4 years over the legal limit for when you can start doing these types of products. So I wouldn't understand why a campus wouldn't let someone who's that old, who's looking for jobs and looking to further their career the next year, make their own decisions about their personal health. I mean, it's hard, it's an addiction, it's a chemical addiction. It's a substance that their brain craves chemically, so you should probably accommodate for that, and you can enforce rules on it, but to have kids completely stop like that, it can be a hard challenge for some people.